Hey, I'm on. Hey, this is Chris. I'm on my way to get Blake from soccer, which is the point of this podcast. Ramblings, captures of a madman, as I look at the World Cup and everything that's going on in the World Cup, and the interest I suddenly have in games like Jordan versus Algeria on a Sunday night at 10 o'clock, and why I would stay up and watch that. And I seem to watch anything sports related. I will watch anything and enjoy it and get invested and go on to the websites and see if I can place a bet on said obscure sport that I am watching. I had a good weekend. I put some money on, I forget the teams, but I ended up being and I'm not talking thousands of dollars. I'm not putting thousands of dollars on games for my chat GPT knowledge of Jordan football. But we do have a pool going at the office that I started, and I made an Excel spreadsheet and with the help of Copilot, because I'm not as smart as those formulas look. And yeah, we have 16 players. Everybody got to pick 3 teams. They didn't get to pick, that's the thing. So they didn't get to pick. We've got 16 players, each randomly. So what I did was I went on a sports betting app and I chose and I downloaded the odds, and then I split them up into I forget even how many teams are in this World Cup. 38. Yeah, whatever number it is. Just split them up right down in thirds. So there's a pool A, a pool B, and a pool C. Pool C are your teams, like my team, for example, South Korea. So I'm a big Korea fan right now, and they teams like that, Jordan. In Pool B, you've got your middle of the road teams. Colombia, I think, are in there. And then you go to Pool A, which has your France, Spain, Argentina, England. And how it works out is if your Pool C team wins, you get 4 points. If your Pool B team wins, you get 3 points. If your Pool A team wins, you get 2 points. And it's 1 point for a draw for Pool A, 2 points for a draw for Pool B, 3 points for a draw for Pool C. And so I put all those teams into 3 wheels, and everybody in the office got to pick. Well, basically, they didn't get to pick. That's the whole point of the wheel. That's what I'm saying, is they got to spin the wheel, and it landed on a team. That's your team. Everybody puts $30 in. Works out at $10 a team, but you had to pick 3 teams. So let's just say it works out at $10 a team. And then now we all just sit and cheer on South Korea on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock at night. I'm not, because we can Blake up from soccer, but before this I was sure cheering them on. And then the winner gets $300. Second place gets $160, and third place gets $60. I am currently in third place. My teams were Germany, so very conflicted, because I have to cheer on Germany during this World Cup, and so far they have not let me down. And then in Pool B, somehow I got Iran, however you you say it in whichever part of the world you're from, who surprisingly got a draw in their first game, or a win. I think they won their first game. I got 4 points with those guys. I know that much. And then Pool C, I have South Korea. So each team presently has gotten me 4 points. That puts me on 12 points. I am sitting in third. First place has 14. That person has England, Canada, and Cape Verde, who have also been scoring points. And then in second place, that person has Japan, who I knew nothing about going into this World Cup as being anybody's kind of dark horse, but their name keeps popping up as people's dark horse for this tournament. And I don't know where that's come from. I couldn't name you one player. Hang on, I'm just making a U-turn here. Probably shouldn't be, so I should definitely let the guy that's got the right of way go. So Japan has scored him points, I guess, and then Mexico, who I was surprised they were in Pool B. If I had to do that, I would have split them up so that Mexico was Pool A and Japan was Pool B. That's as far as my knowledge goes on that. Mexico are a better team. They're playing at home most of their games. I would not want to be playing in Mexico City or wherever it is that those guys are playing, because it's pretty loud of real football fans. Not like in the US. I like it, I like it, I like it, I love it! Those guys. That drives me nuts. I believe that we will win. Those guys. And so I don't know how interested everybody else in the office that's entered has been in this thing. A couple of people have talked to me and they talk about it, but it's got me cheering for random teams. And yeah, I found it a great way to stay engaged in the whole tournament. So what happens then is your team goes through to the knockout stages. You get, depending on which pool they're in, you get more points. Then if they get a group stage win, you get more points. If your Pool C team wins the World Cup, so if South Korea win the World Cup, I get another 14 points at the end of this thing. So naturally, I'm going to buy a South Korea jersey should they make the knockout stages and cheer those guys on. I don't know if all of these are going to be recorded, by the way. I'm feeling very awkward staring at myself while I talk. I'm just literally trying out everything. Blake, are you here? Yes. Yes! Hey, Alexa. 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 Jesus Christ. I'm gonna text him off this phone. You, spend all this money on a car, and it's supposed to have internet connection, and you're supposed to be able to talk to Alexa and tell her to do stuff for you, and, she rarely works. I'll turn that down. She rarely works. Yes, I'm here. Same spot. So anyways, I'm going to cut this short because Blake's going to get the cringe when he sees me doing this. This was an introduction into what you can expect. Ramblings while I'm rolling around. My idea was that I would do this while I drive a lot for my job. I'm around the city of Edmonton all day, just driving. And I found myself just yelling at shit, like, and then I thought, you know what? Sometimes I think if you just recorded this, then it might not be terrible. I'm not saying I'm funny, but I know that some of the random stuff I say is either going to get me in trouble or get a laugh. So either is good. Either is good. I can see Blake coming. He's got a freezy. He's about 100 meters away. Meters. That's also something that I don't measure in very often. Even as an electrician, we measure wire in meters. I still measure in feet. So I order in feet and make those guys do the work in their office. But yeah, again, gonna keep it short right now. Gonna talk a lot about soccer. This is my introduction. There will be more coming, I hope. You know what's gonna happen now is I'm never gonna drive around again. Never gonna drive around again. I won't get a single call where I have to leave the office and drive around. And so, yeah, I will do this more often and see where this goes. So thanks for listening to Just Driving. It's me, Chris. I'll see you again soon.